And as usual, we bring you the latest developments in our country, as we see on the front pages of some of our national dailies. We are going to take some headlines from the Punch, the Vanguard, the Nation, Daily Trust, the Sun, Daily Post, the Guardian, and so on, and hoping that you are going to also lend your voice to the national discussions. Remember also that after reading out these headlines, we're also going to join Rufai Oseni for his thoughts on the headlines this morning, and Dr. Anosike will also be joining us right after that to help us x-ray these headlines. Once again, good morning and welcome. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Let's go right away to the Punch newspaper, which leads with the story 2026 budget twist. MDAs inject 3.5 trillion naira new projects despite federal government freeze. Just a little peek into that story. There are at least 3.50 trillion naira new projects in the proposed 2026 budget, according to an analysis by the Punch newspaper. This is despite earlier budget preparation guidelines that directed ministries, departments, and agencies to carry over 70% of their 2025 capital allocation into 2026 and avoid introducing new capital projects. So, federal government tells us one thing, we do another. Well, in Nigeria, our strong head not be here. Federal government does its own, National Assembly does its own, ministries, departments, and parastatals, MDAs do their own. So, well. Okay, security forces dismantled bandit networks in Kogi, kills cause is another headline on the Punch. Wike ends local government tours. Assembly alleges plot to stall Fubara's impeachment. Chimamanda's lawyers write Lagos hospital doctor suspended. Remember the story of Chimamanda losing her child and blaming it on a particular hospital here in Lagos State. Now, it has entered the courts, as it were. Southeast APC governors vow to deliver region to Tinubu in 2027. And INEC faces legal hit over missing 55.9 billion naira 2019 election funds. 55.9 billion naira missing 2019 election funds. Do we really need money in this country? Yet we are crying that 3 countries that we are supplying power to are owing us a total of about 25 billion naira. Here, a single agency of government has 55.9 billion naira missing from 2019 election funds. Anyway, federal government proposes 41 billion naira to upgrade 109 foreign missions. If I go back to the story of INEC, 55.9 billion missing, and here the federal government needs just 41 billion naira to upgrade 109 foreign missions. 109, which means the money missing just from INEC could do that and could upgrade 109 foreign missions and still have change. That's the maths I'm calculating in my head now. We'll move to the Daily Trust newspaper. This one leads with Katsina Defense release of 70 bandits. The Katsina state government has justified its plan to facilitate the release of 70 persons facing trial for alleged involvement in banditry, describing it as part of efforts towards consolidating peace deals with armed groups operating across the state. The state's Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Nasir Muazu, said the decision was aimed at sustaining peace accords reached between affected communities and quote unquote repentant bandits. News like this beats me hollow. Bandits are going to be released so that peace may reign. Interesting. Defection. Kwankwaso loyalists keep Governor Yusuf's outing. And 2026, 1.07 billion naira voted for Tinubu Shetima's residency's renovation. Beautiful headlines this morning. I cannot help but just laugh. Federal government offers scholarships to female medical students. Okay, so for every male is farm for your farm. All right. Okay, so we move to the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard on the Vanguard newspaper, Tinubu broke education pact, abandoned students abroad, Atiku alleges. Loans to manufacturers shrink to 2.1 trillion naira. Oh, I wonder how that is going to affect us. We are struggling to be a production economy rather than a consumption economy, and the manufacturers' loans are shrinking. You need to read that story to understand what is really happening. Semi-Customs records 117% revenue surge, tightens border security. Electricity, federal government proposes 1.096 trillion naira for capital projects in 2026 budget. Passenger traffic decline on local routes worries airlines. Okay, so that's it from Vanguard. And from the Sun newspaper, the leading headline is Inside Asu Rock's 43.19 billion naira 2026 budget for power, food, and perks. Wike replies those calling for his sack. That'll make for an interesting reading, I'm sure. When it involves Wike, usually it's very interesting. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has replied people calling for his sack, saying it is within the right of President Bola Tinubu to do so if he so wished. He stated this during his thank you visit to his local government area, Obiakpo, in Rivers yesterday, stressing that since 1999, the people had not disappointed him. Okay. His undertaking thank you tours about 2 or 3 years after the election. At the same time that the State House of Assembly is initiating or has initiated an impeachment process against the governor. So we want to see who is who. Okay, let's see what the Daily Trust or Daily Post rather has. New tax laws, Nigerians afraid due to misinformation. That is according to Mustafa. So read that, you might just find out what the real information is if everything Nigerians are hearing misinformations, or they are not being told the right thing. So what is the right thing? Read that story on the Daily Post newspaper. And there's also news that Tinubu arrives UAE ahead of Sustainability Summit. So finally, we can say we know where the president is. He has arrived at UAE. So read that story and find out what he's doing in the UAE. Well, Sustainability Summit is what has been given here as a reason. On the Guardian newspaper, the leading headline is Tinubu can sack me if he desires. That's Wike. So read it to find out if that is a dare or he's just stating a fact. So if you don't know what the president is doing, maybe you might want to read the next story. Renewed Hope in Action, how Tinubu is propelling Interior Ministry reforms. So read that to also be a part of the feathers you'll put in the cap of the president if you have not seen anything that he has done. On the Nation newspaper, which will be the last newspaper we're taking this morning, is Tinubu arrives Abu Dhabi for Sustainability Week Summit. That's the leading headline. Others are APC seeks more grassroots mobilization at summit. Vulnerable families in community get a lifeline. And then and NARD, that is National Association of Resident Doctors, suspends nationwide strike. That's a good news for all of us this morning. Okay, so that's about that. We hope that you remember the headlines, or you've ticked the ones that you want to discuss this morning. So let's go right away to join Rufai Hosseini for his thoughts on the headlines this morning. So after that, remember, we're going to bring to you or we're going to be joined rather by Dr. Anosike.
For me, this is a very painful story to talk about, and I'm going to give full public disclosure. I'm friends with Chimamanda. I know the baby that passed. Months ago, I was still there playing with the baby. And in fact, I was supposed to play with the baby in December, because we had spoken in December until this happened in January. So I just wanted to give a public disclaimer. That's why it's quite difficult for me. What she reported is this, that the baby passed, due to medical negligence. I think the statement confirmed that the baby had an infection, and when the baby had an infection, they wanted to do a procedure before they fly the baby out of the country to Johns Hopkins, one of the best medical hospitals in America, and that was what they were planning to do. So they had to do like a central line procedure, and before that procedure happened, I think they had to give some anesthetic. So they said it was the negligence of the anesthetics. That's the doctor that gives you sedatives. That the baby was overloaded with dose of propofol. And if you remember propofol is a very high sedative. In fact, the great pop star Michael Jackson died from an overdose of propofol. So it's very, very intense, sedative. So that's the narrative from the Chimamanda part. And my commiserations, she's very distraught, and it's very painful for her, owing to the fact that she just lost a father, a mother, family, and the baby at a point in time, just a baby that she barely had 20 months. Then the hospital Eurocare also replied by condoling, with the family, and saying that they did their own very best I think they also said that they are willing to cooperate with, all the necessary authorities. In all of this, now there's going to be an investigation. There has to be an independent investigation because we've had both sides. Trump said it was medical negligence, and Eurocare is saying something different. And it's just a very sad one that life was lost. I wanted a case where life was saved, and we don't have to go through all of this. So it's a painful one, and it's a very sad one. It's a very sad one that this has happened. So I think, for the sake of clarity in all of this matter, we will have to wait and see what the investigation bodies say. I don't know if FCCPC would look into it. That's a consumer safety investigation, but I think it's within their purview. Because I remember when the case of Chef Peju Goma happened that time, they looked into the matter. A lot of things have been said. People said that the negligence, that Nigeria happened, and all of that. But I want us to be able to look at it deeply and get to the end of the investigation. I remember the case of Chef Peju and Premier Medical Hospital. How it went on, but Babatunde Rukera was the head of FCCPC. There was a coroner's inquest and all of that. So I think with even this case, there's going to be a coroner's inquest. So it's going to be a long process. There's going to be an autopsy. There's going to be a toxicology report. And I can just only feel for the trauma. Chimamanda is going through this period. And when all of that process and a bit of getting justice will start, it will be a case of reopening the wounds. And it's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be. It's a traumatic experience. So I feel for them. And I feel for the family. But let's see all that pans out so that we can get to the end of this matter. I mean, there's been this also rings home to me because my former colleague Charles B, many years ago, it was also a case of medical negligence that was cited. So we're having this repetitive, one too many cases of medical negligence. Some get followed to the end. Sometimes the families just say, you know what, I don't want to go through all of this trauma. But it's one of the biggest stories in the land, and the world definitely knows about it. And this also casts us in bad light. Despite the fact that, yes, we've had some hospitals that have done very well, but incidents like this also cast us in bad light because Chimamanda is a world-renowned writer, one of the biggest writers out of Nigeria, and the story is already everywhere around the world. And this is something we must look at. And it's just a very painful one. So we'll give updates as regards this, in the coming days. But I just say my commiserations once again because this really hits close to me.
Right, so a lot of politics going on. NMPP, they are still having their back and forth with Kwankwaso. And in fact, there's always been a faction in the NMPP, the Boniface and Yegunan faction. And they are saying that Kwankwaso is not going to run on their platform. And they've been trying to harass him back and forth. But another story, a very interesting story making around today, is also that of Wike. And Wike is now saying that, in fact, it is only the President Tinubu that can get him out of office, and none of his critics can sack him and all of that, because there's been conversations about, the president should be able to sack him, taking power away from him and things like that. And I've been hearing all of that, and they're going frenetic. The truth just has to be said that when you look at it, for a solution to be, or for us to have a solution to the river issue, you can't have two people with the axis of power. One definitely must be given power over the other. Some have suggested football, some have suggested Wike. The president will have to make his own decision. How he's going to do it, only him knows. Nobody's going to be able to do that for him. He will be the one to be able to make his own decision. So let's see how that decision-making process will now pan out, in the coming days. But definitely, I think he's already wrapping up his local government show, and he's going to be able to now start focusing on many things that a lot of people have been saying ought to have focused on in Abuja. The hospital and Chimamanda are now going back and forth, and this is very sad. I mean, if for anything, the hospital also released a statement like I talked about. Now, there's been another counter statement released by, Chimamanda, also debunking some of the things, I mean, Chimamanda's management also debunking some of the things that the hospital has said before, and some of the allegations the hospital have made. So there's a lot of big back and forth in the ecosystem as we speak. There's a lot of brickbat going on, and I think for both parties, yes, a coroner's inquest will definitely need to suffice at some point, so that we'll be able to get to the end of this matter once and for all. But it's a very sad one. Fubara has finally replied. I think his reply is based on the conversation around this impeachment process that started. He replied in the church in Rivers, and he said the reason why he says when the dog barks, people, some will not understand, was pretty much around the fact that all he wants is peace in the state, and that he has a lot of confidence in God and his faith, and he didn't even make any, big reference to this impeachment. He just told everybody to be calm, and he pretty much reiterated his faith. But people had interpreted that message long ago and said, oh, probably it was an attack at his political godfather and those that were trying to bring him down in the States. And he's reiterating that he says, I do not shout because God is with me, and peace will return to Rivers State. After the intervention of the vice president, they have finally shelved the strike that was supposed to happen by the National Association of Resident Doctors. But it's not just by the last minute intervention. The question is, what will be done to ensure that their rights are met? Lagos to begin probe on the death of Chimamanda's son, yes, which is only statutory. Anybody that dies in mysterious circumstance in Lagos, there's always an inquest as regards the matter. So the Lagos state government has ordered an investigation into alleged medical negligence that led to the death of Nkanu Nnamdi, the 21-month-old son of Chimamanda. One of Adichie's twins died on Wednesday following an emergency during medical procedure at Urake in a hospital in Lagos. The author had accused Urake of negligence, alleging that her son's death was a result of criminal negligence by the attending anesthesiologist. She recounted that the toddler initially appeared to have a cold before his condition rapidly deteriorated into a severe infection. We can just only pray for the repose of the soul of that young boy, that young man. Very sad. A very, very sad one. Corruption thrives on societal beliefs, not just weak laws. I saw the interview yesterday with Olikoyede. He said this in the foreword to a new book, Crime is a Bad Market. He said, yes, he's working at tackling beliefs and attitudes that make crime seem acceptable. Also, in his interview yesterday, he was saying that that he's not accountable to President Tinubu, he's accountable to the Nigerian people. Let's ask Olukoyede, is it the same strength and fervor at which he was fighting the Yahaya Bello case? Is it that same strength he's still using to fight the Yahaya Bello case today? He talked about what's it called, the former Delta governor. All of a sudden they said they are still investigating cases. Once the Delta governor joined the APC, do we still see any harassment by the EFCC again? Are there not many cases on ground? So I bet Olukoyede should keep talking like we Nigerians don't know what's happening in the country. I remember then, I will do everything. If your bill is not prosecuted, I will do everything. Somebody will have thought the court will have expedited action by now. We got all the evidence. I paid the school. I did this and all of that. What are we to do in that case? You see, it's the person that doesn't know Nigeria that gets thrilled when people start to do their calisthenics in Nigeria. Let's just keep deceiving ourselves. Let's just keep deceiving ourselves. It is sad. It is sad that I do all of this. We just pray. We just pray that we do the needful and we ensure that this country moves forward. Loans to manufacturers shrink to 2.1 trillion. This is another story making the rounds. Loans to 5 sectors dropped 17.5% to 16.43% in 6 months. As a result of the backdrop confronting manufacturers of challenges, including structural bottlenecks, weak consumer demand, and a high interest rate, banks have slashed loans to manufacturers by 2.1 trillion in the first 6 months of 2021 to 10.9 trillion at the end of the year, representing 16.2% decline from 13.06 trillion at the end of 2024. This is according to a Vanguard analysis. Bank loans to different sectors have revealed declined in loan to real estate and education sector. According to the CBN, banks slashed loans to manufacturers by 16.8%, of 1.4 trillion to 7.07 trillion at the end of 2025. And why are these loans shrinking to manufacturers? It's also indicative of the state of play of the economy. So those that have ears, let them hear about the state of play of the economy. It's also a very sad one. Atiku Abubakar is saying that Tinubu broke education paths and abandoned students abroad. I mean, this is a result of the case of the students in Morocco and some other parts, that they were supposed to be there on an education program where the government is supposed to be paying them certain amounts, but they've been abandoned. I think influencer Very Dark Man brought the case out to the fore. That case is not new because I also worked with those students many years, I think about a year ago, in amplifying their case, but it's sad that nothing has been done. It's just promises here and there. Kwankwaso will not be allowed to contest on our platform for NNPP. That's what Gideon Lakmosi is saying. He says he's 2023 presidential candidates. Kwankwaso will not be allowed to contest on the party's ticket. He said this in Lagos. The truth is, the party has been greatly factionalized. As regards all other political parties, there's one problem of one faction or the other, and these are the problems bedeviling our political platforms. Once the political platforms get any sense of leverage, then factionalization. In a budget tweet, MDA inject 3.5 trillion new project despite FG freeze. And that's about our 2026 budget. You see, all these very impractical budgets we are having in the country, it's not going to all go away. We just have a big budget cycle and nothing is done around them. At least 3.5 trillion new projects in the 2026 budget is proposed. This is despite earlier budget preparation guidelines that directed MDAs to carry over 70% of their 2025 allocation into 2026 and avoiding introducing new capital projects. The figures collected from 2026 show that the new project entries amount to over 800 billion across the MDAs, with the total rising to 3.5 trillion when the service-wide votes are included. Against the proposed capital budget of 23 trillion for 2026, the combined projection of 3.5 trillion represents over 15% of the capital expenditure. This will also not be funded. So what this has just shown is that there's no how in 2027 budget will still carry project from 2026 to 2027. Because the government had already told the MDAs, don't add new projects. We can't even finish on the one we said we're going to do 2025. But people are still carrying it over. And you see, these are the problems with budgeting in the country. And with all of this, the sad reality is nothing will happen. Nothing is going to happen. Chimamanda's lawyer has written Lagos Hospital as regards what happened. The doctor is suspended. That's some updates. Wiki has ended his local government tour. Assembly alleges plot to stall Fubara's impeachment. That's some of the stories making the rounds today. Solicitors acting on behalf of Chimamanda have written to Yora Care over the death of her son. This come as the Lagos State government confirmed the suspension of an anesthesiologist at the hospital. Probe into the matter is still on. Like I said, we have to wait for a Lagos State probe. Dr. Ivara Esigi alleged at the hospital and his anesthesiologist attending medical personnel breached the duty of care owed to their son in the early hours of Wednesday. The notice issued on behalf of the parent by Pinheiro LP, signed by founding partner Professor Kemi Pinheiro, SAN. They are already preparing the case. So this is going to be a long medical one, and it's a sad reflection on what's happened to Nigeria. Federal government is proposing over 41 billion to upgrade 109 missions. And there's a case going on as regards, the Katsina state government trying to justify their release of over 70 bandits in accordance to peace deal. I don't know why they are still doing peace deal with bandits. When there's a story of how bandits are killing soldiers and NSCDC officials in Benue, and they are still doing peace deal with bandits. It's a very sad one, though.
Okay, thank you very much, Rufai, for your thoughts this morning. We're being joined by Dr. Peter Anosike here in the house here, who will help us, like I said, to x-ray some of these headlines this morning. Good morning and welcome to the program, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's start with 2026 budget twist. MDAs inject 3.5 trillion naira new projects despite federal government freeze.
Well, that's the way let me use that word, chop. Understand? That is the way MDS chop, because they have to, and this is always a deal between the MDS and the senators. Understand? Bring this budget, will help you to approve it. I will be a contractor, I will be an employer, and so on and so forth.
But even if it has been happening all these years, this year there was a clear directive to them that should have prevented them from doing this. But they still went ahead.
That clear directive is on paper, understand? It's on paper. There's no action about it, understand me? So I said this is always an agreement between the MDAs and the senators, understand? Bring this budget, inflate it, will help you to pass it. This is what will be our own share. It didn't start today, it had been happening.
So anything on paper in Nigeria should not be taken seriously?
No, paper is just that to make government look good, to make it seem as if government is doing their work. So this inflation of budget is an agreement between MDAs and those in the National Assembly.
Okay, another missing funds. INEC faces legal hit over missing 55.9 billion naira 2019 election fund. And just below that, on the Punch newspaper headlines, we see federal government proposes 41 billion naira to upgrade 109 foreign missions. So 55.9 billion is missing from INEC only, just one agency of government, and the federal government needs 41 billion, which is below the 55 billion, to upgrade 109 foreign missions.
The man who that money that is missing under Mahmoud Yakub has been promoted, have been made an ambassador. Understand? Because there's no accountability in INEC. After a budget is done, giving that to somebody, the person should account for the country. So Mahmoud Yakub never accounted for 2019 and 2023. Instead of that, he was made an ambassador for a job well done for this government. So nothing is going to come out of it.
So we're looking for 41 billion when 55 is missing from it. I just
nothing is going to come out of it.
It's abracadabra in Nigeria.
Nothing is going to come out of it. At least if we have a serious government, before he should be made an ambassador, he should have been asked that to account for how he spent the money that was given to him in 2019 and 2023.
That should have been included in his handover notes, but you know.
This is Nigeria, an unusual country.
Wow. Okay, so now this is saying 2027 Southeast APC governors vow to deliver region to Tinubu.
Who are those people?
All the governors of APC extraction.
Well, for me, I can bet anything. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the capacity to deliver Southeast. They only know themselves. They are only working for themselves. Understand me? They only know themselves. They are only working for themselves. So they can deliver their own votes, their family votes. They cannot deliver Igbo votes to APC. I can swear anything with it. I can bet anything with it. No governor in the Southeast. The only governor in the Southeast today that has respect is Alex Oti, no other person. The only governor in the Southeast today that has respect is Alex Oti, no other person. We know what happened there in Enugu. Understand me? Everybody know that Chijioke Edoga of Labour Party won the governorship election in Enugu State. So they cannot deceive us, they cannot fool us, because they don't even know better than us.
But that's the fear. If someone else won and another person was sworn in, maybe that's a replica of what they intend to do. And that will still amount to being delivered. South is being delivered to the president.
They have never delivered, and they don't have the capacity to deliver. They have never delivered, and they don't have the capacity to deliver. If they have that capacity, they will have delivered in 2023.
But the person that they chose is the one in power, if he's not the one who won.
Excuse me, that's I believe in practical. In 2023, Okezie Ikpeazu was governor of Abia State. Yeah. He was among the G5.
Yeah.
Understand? P2B 100% in Abia State. Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi was the governor of Enugu State. He was a member of the G5. P2B 100% in Enugu State. Okezie lost his ward as a senatorial candidate. Ugwuanyi lost his own election in Nsukka as a senatorial candidate. Even as a governor, the incumbent governor, they cannot win senatorial elections. Understand me? So
in a free and fair election, that's what you mean.
I say, even as governors, they couldn't deliver their own elections. So when somebody cannot deliver his own election, how do you think that it can deliver you? Look, Igbo people are different kind of people. Understand me? Igbo people, because we are entrepreneurs, understand? They feed their own families, I feed my own families. They cannot control me. Understand me? And this is the mindset of the Igbo people. They'll ask you, who are you feeding? So those things on paper, even if an ex-OT defect to APC today, he has no control over my own vote, and he cannot deliver Abia to APC. Understand me? Mind you, Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State.
Yeah.
Understand me? So it will be suicide for him to be talking about delivering Abia to APC, the people that jailed Nnamdi Kanu, and Sheikh Gumi is going free. Understand me? So, and Orji Uzor Kanu has no respect. He has lost value in Abia State, being the worst governor in Abia State.
Well, he doesn't believe that. Maybe he has believed a lie for a very long time, because he is saying that Peter Ochi is merely painting the roads that he made.
Buhari believed that he did well. Understand me? Buhari believed that he did well. So Buhari and Orji Uzor Kanu have the same mindset. You don't judge yourself. You don't set yourself first. It's people that judge you. I'm from Abia State, and that will tell you that Orji Uzor Kanu is the worst thing that ever happened to Abia State. Understand me?
Worse than Ekpazu.
Look, there are 24 years. For 24 years, I was ashamed of being identified with Abia State because of the wrong foundation that Orji Uzor Kanu made between 1999 and 2007. So it all started from him. If he has laid foundation, others will have built on it, but he never laid any foundation. Understand me? So when we are talking about bad governance in Abia State, it started from Orji Uzor Kanu. He didn't lay any foundation. So he can only deliver his own family. He cannot deliver. Even go and check how he won in Abia State, that's in Abia North, as a senator. Because there was a rerun which never happened.
Wow.
There was a rerun which never happened. So actually it was Mo Ohabonwa that won Abia North senatorial election. Understand me? So no governor in the southeast has the capacity to deliver 5,000 votes to Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027.
Well, but you know, like I said, you're talking about the ideal situation. But if Orji Uzor Kanu didn't win and he's there, and the Enugu State governor didn't win and he's on seat, maybe that's the delivery they're talking about, not the.
Why didn't they deliver in 2023? Why did they not? Look, you cannot rig an election where you are not popular.
Okay, let's go to security. On security now, we've seen, let me just take a few of them. 11 terrorists surrender as troops kill 8 in Borno. That's not the concern I have right now. The concern I have is that there's a story that the Katsina state government is defending the fact that they are going to release about 70 bandits as a peace deal, as part of a peace deal. And I just don't understand what is going on. What's your take on this peace deal, release of terrorists and all that? How does that impact on the fight against insecurity in Nigeria?
Well, that means it simply means that Nigeria has lost it in the area of fight against insecurity, because you are because bandits are now making demands that you are obeying. Understand me? A non-state actor is now as powerful as the state actor. So for bandits to give you condition that you will obey, understand, means that your power is no more there. Understand? It means that your power is no more there. That's why bandits can now give government order. You must do this before we will do this. So the power that we feel that they have is no more than this, and it is very, very unfortunate. If you release them, where are they going to? Are you going to employ them or give them scholarship that to go to school or what? They'll still go back to their own people. Understand me?
I mean, I read the report and I was expecting where they will talk about rehabilitation, where they will talk about de-radicalizing them and all those things. I didn't see that. They just said it was a peace deal that the government had, or communities, about 15 communities came together and had with the bandits, and they're honoring that. And because of that, there's been peace, and then they have released about 1,000 abductees. And I was just asking, you abduct 1,000 people, how do you feed them? How do you feed them if you don't have an address, you don't have access to food and medicine and all that? How do you abduct more than 1,000 people?
And you keep them in the forest, no bed, no mattress, no anything. Understand? So assuming we are using technology, understand? Anywhere there are, drones will fish them out. So the truth is that we don't have that capacity to fight insecurity in the country. We are still seeing it as a joke. Understand? Imagine bandits giving you condition and you call yourself chief security officer. They will tell you release us and so people so that there will be peace. So it means that the bandits are now the one in power. Why government is in government, and those in power control those who are in power.
Yeah, because the example they gave is like they said, in wartime it happens like this, where two warring factions.
Are we in wartime?
So
excuse me, if this is a soldier thing, understand me? We are fighting with Cameroon. We are fighting with Togo. Understand me? This country versus country. Understand? And there are prisoners of war. But these are criminal enemies in your country. This is bandits. This is armed robbers. Understand me? This is armed robbers, not soldiers. Understand me? Assuming it is country versus country, there could be exchange of prisoners. Just like what's happening in Ukraine and Russia. But these are criminal enemies in your country.
And that means they have equated them to a sovereign nation, more or less.
The bandits are now a government of their own. Understand me? The government is now a government. The bandits are now government of their own, so they can now exchange prisoners. Understand? So they release 1,000, then government will release 70. This has now become the issue of Hamas and Israel in one country. That's very, very shameful.
Interesting. Okay, so we've seen stories flying around where Wike has been going on tour in River State and all that, and then we saw another one where he was saying that Tinubu can sack him if he desires, and there are so many interpretations to that statement that he made. Some people are saying he's daring the president to sack him. Some are saying that he is saying that he cannot be sacked in a subtle way and all that. But his tour of local governments in River State so many years after the election to say thank you, coinciding with the impeachment move by the State Assembly of that is consisting of people who are in a party that he does not belong to, that I keep asking whether he really needs a party to have the influence he has in River State and all that. So I'd like you to tell us what you feel about the moves of Wike now and his statements recently.
For me, I'll keep on saying that the APC is the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. Understand? El Rufai was a minister of FCT. Understand? He never embarked on local government tour of Kaduna State. Understand? Banda Mohammed, the current governor of Bauchi State, was once an FCT minister. He never embarked on tour of local government in Bauchi. Understand me? So, where in the constitution was it stated that a minister of FCT should leave his duty post and be going on local government to local government tour of his own state? For what? So for me, this is a desperate move, because he know that he has not. Wike is a drowning man as we speak.
But what if the state assembly goes ahead and removes Fubara? Has he not won?
No, it's not going to happen.
What gave you that confidence?
It's not going to happen. Look, the governors, APC governors forum protect their own, and the person who initiated, who facilitated Fubara's move from PDP to APC is Hope Uzodinma. And Hope Uzodinma is the chairman of APC Governors Forum, and he has a lot of influence. So there's no way they will fold their hands and Fubara will be removed. It will not happen. The person that is drowning as we speak is Nyesom Wike. Understand? Because there's no way APC House of Assembly members will remove an APC governor for somebody who is not even a member of APC. It cannot happen. And Tinubu relies on the governors, understand, for his second term, and he will not want to offend them. So it is not going to happen. The person that is going to lose at the end of the day is Nyesom Wike, and not Fubara.
Yeah, well, the assembly is talking tough. No court order can save Fubara from impeachment. Rivers Assembly.
No, they can, because all of them are drinking the same whiskey.
Doctor. Okay, let me just because this political abracadabra sometimes it just confuses everybody. What is really going on in our country and all that? But you seem to have the solution in your book, and you graciously share with us. Let's have a peek into what your book holds.
My book, Abuse of Power: How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. Because what is happening in Rivers State is abuse of power. Understand me? It is abuse of power. Understand? It has become a government of the few instead of government of the people, because power belongs to the people. Understand? It is the people that will say we don't want this man anymore. Understand? Not those that they elected. Mind you, there was no consultation with the people of Rivers State before they arrive at this their impeachment, which is not going to work. So I foresee all these things in the book. And for those who are interested in buying or the book, I want to give a number now. That's those who have not bought. They should just send a message to 080-3577-9230. 080-3577-9230. That's those who are interested in the book. Just send a message, I am interested, and I will tell you how you can get the book, because it has answers to all this nonsense that is going on both in Rivers State, in the country, the opposition, understand me, coalition, and so on and so forth. So I offer the solutions to all this nonsense in the book. Understand? And Omoyende Showore called the book a wake-up call for Nigerians to arise and take back power. Understand? That's how Omoyende Showore or describe the book as a wake-up call for Nigerians to arise and take back their country. Because right now, the people are no more in charge of their country, and we need our country back. And the book has solution to it. So those who are interested should send message to 080-3577-9230. and they will know how they can get the book. Thanks.
Okay. Does the book have an audio version?
No. Audio is not popular in the country.
But you sell also abroad, and there are people who listen to us from USA and so many other countries.
It's in Amazon. Understand me? Once they Google the Anosike Peter, they will see it, or Google the title of the book. Understand me? So it's in Amazon for those who are outside this country. So but the hard copies, and we can send to anywhere in the country. We have been sending to Kanu, to Kaduna, to Akwa Ibom, to Abuja, everywhere.
Is the book relevant only for opposition, or also the people in power can also glean from it?
I'm looking at how to have a better Nigeria, a working Nigeria, a prosperous Nigeria.
Okay.
That is because those who are in the opposition today can be in power tomorrow. Understand? So it's about how to get a Nigeria of our dream.
Okay. So anybody can read, because some people have been saying, it's only for the opposition. Dr. Anosike is opposition and all that. They say that a lot.
Peter Anosike, my constituency is the people. Understand? I represent the people. I talk for the people.
Okay. Since we still have a little bit of time before I let you go, 1.07 billion naira has been voted in the 2026 budget for Tinubu Shetima's residences renovation.
Well, there's a king in Rome, Nero. Understand? There's a proverb that's why Rome was burning, Nero was partying. Understand? So that's exactly what we have in Nigeria. Most Nigerians are going to bed without food, and they are talking of renovating the president and the vice president's house. If you look at the 2026 budget, you can see that the budget for health was reduced. Budget for education was reduced. Understand me? Budget for infrastructure was reduced, and this is what concerns the people most. Understand? So that's why, after looking at the budget, I concluded that there's nothing for average Nigerians in the 2026 budget. Understand? So they are not thinking of us. This present government is not thinking about the people. They are only thinking about the few of them. Understand? That's why I talk about democracy as being a tyranny of the few. It is only the few that is benefiting that's from this government. And I was discussing with somebody this morning. I said there is no Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo market anywhere. There's no Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo filling station. So if you are saying I must vote my brother, I must vote my brother, at the end of the day, you will suffer like the other people. So we should look for competent people and put in office. Understand me? We should look for competent people and put in office. Somebody from my own village had become a governor. What did I benefit? Understand? So let us move beyond this religion, ethnicity, and then look for competent people and vote for.
No matter where they come
from. Even if they are from Cameroon, understand me? Even if they are from Ivory Coast, provided they will make things better for the Nigerian people. Understand me? So that is my philosophy.
All right, Doctor, thank you for your time this morning. It's been a pleasure having you. And I hope that a lot of people read this book and enlighten themselves, not just for the sake of Nigeria, but for the sake of themselves. Because whatever happens in Nigeria, sometimes you can narrow it down to family even, and
No.
see how you play your politics. and
Aggregation of the family is what makes
yeah.
a country.
So, yes.
So it starts from us.
Just read out your number again. That only that one.
080-3577-9230.
Okay.
Then it's also on sale at a VOP 90.3 office at Golden Tinubu Airport Hotel. Understand? So those who can come to Airport Road can also come and pick it at VOP office. It's on sale there.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor, for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay, still the front page review, and we just had Dr. Peter Anosike, who was talking on the headlines this morning. We're hoping that you are there, very eager to contribute as well. The numbers to reach us on are 0700 903 903 903, 0700 903 903 903, or 080 36 92 9933, 080 36 92 9933. On WhatsApp, you reach us on 081 7175 6338, 081 7175 6338. So it's your choice whether to call us on the regular call or to send us a message on WhatsApp or call us on WhatsApp. So those are the numbers. Again, just one more time, 0700 903 903 903 or 080 36 929933 for the regular calls, and for WhatsApp 081 7175 6338. So let's hear you talk to us. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Very good regards to doctor.
Yeah.
We are very safe.
Thank you.
And my happy new year. And unless I forget, I'm registering my intention for the book. I've already taken down the number. If you can connect me through my number now. Okay. My name is Chip. I'm on the road. Really, this is one of the pictures that we have in this our time, and God will continue to strengthen.
Amen.
These are people that are devoid of, religion, ethnicity, In fact, we have few of them still standing tall in this age of bias, age of compromise, due to maybe military and personal gains. This particular government, I supported them. I thought that one of the things that they will do is study shenanigans. We were rich before they came into government. Look at what Tinubu was saying, that the beast, God forbid, not beast of 660s in the Bible, that the Mr. President is writing is tantamount to what the President of the US is using in this environment where people argue, family balance. Come to the road, you know what I'm talking about. Look at one of the homes now, the big man had to die. Just maybe go under investigation and maybe just, which may not be because of the doctors, but it may be the facilities were not available. What do you know we are talking about? We look at all the models that they are using, appropriating here and there. We thought that all these shenanigans will be caught and will be reduced to nothing. But The other one is really very question. Finally, that I want to ask clarification for Dr. is about children, because it has been generally read that this is student the government. So please, Doctor, are you of that school of thought? Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay. Let me take this message. Good morning, VOP family. Earlier, the National Assembly intervenes and stops Rivers State Assembly impeachment move against Governor Fubara, the better for Rivers State and Nigeria's democracy. So, Wike, no one can sack him. Time shall tell. What is surprising me now is the more prices of petrol come down, the more transporters increase transport fare. The question now is, who will help Nigerian masses out of this? Benjamin from Shogunle. And then this one is saying, I'm confused and would like to know why huge amounts is being budgeted for electricity of Aso Rock after spending 10 billion for the installation of solar in the villa. If you ask me, I would tell you that I see the distribution of December bills by IKEDC, Ijegum business unit, to the customers in the Jagamo community like a big scam and highly ridiculous. If you remember vividly well, I always complain about the Jagamo community being thrown into blackout for 23 days. Yet IKEDC, Ijegum business unit, brought erratic estimated bills of 9,839 naira 82 kobo, which is almost 10,000 naira. Is that not corruption of the highest order? I therefore use this medium to call on and appeal to President Tinubu to kindly fulfill his promises that if he doesn't provide stable power supply, Nigerians should not vote him into power for second term. It's time for him to compel discos to distribute free prepaid meters to every household, and failure to do so mandate Nigerians to stop paying these service providers. I strongly believe will put an end to this broad daylight robbery that is usually carried out by the discos. Olorun Agba, wow, God bless Nigeria. Temitokpe Onatoye from Jegamo community. Yeah, I remember every day we were reading reading that you had no light in the Jegamo community, and I'm surprised that after 23 days somebody will come with bill and give you about 9,000, or let's say approximately 10,000 for power you did not consume. It's really worrisome, very worrisome. Just like someone said that the more prices of fuel or price of fuel comes down, the more the transporters are increasing their fare. And I wonder if government's regulation cannot extend to this, to make sure that people are not reaped over things that they have no control over things that, okay, for instance, the government gave CNG and said that it was going to help Nigerians. Still, the CNG buses that are run by private individuals are charging the same as the ones that are running on fuel. So what is the help to Nigerians if there cannot be some sort of regulation for this? Maybe the only solution should be that government should buy more vehicles like the BRTs that we have in Lagos to give us more choices to make. If you go to Ogun State, there are CNG buses that run from Mowe to Toll Gate, as they call it. So if it runs from Mowe to Toll Gate, you are expected to just pay 300 naira. That is all. And some buses are charging like 1,000 naira for the same journey. So which means people wait for these buses so much. Unfortunately, the buses are not up to maybe 5, and they don't run on weekends or public holidays and all that. So it's a problem. So if the government of Ogun State, for instance, could do something and make sure that there are more of these buses and they run every day, then it will mean that it will force the hand of the private bus operators who can reduce their price but have refused to reduce their prices to do the needful. These are simple things that can be done. But unfortunately, even our president promised us 100 buses for the over 200 million people in Nigeria. Until date, we've not seen them. And it gives us cause to worry. Now, this is from Mazi Ugochukwu, or Elder General. That's how we call him too. From his Sherry Oshun. Mr. President should openly tell Wike to stay away from Rivers State and leave Governor Fubara alone. Heaven will not fall. Construction of roads during this festival period looks like deliberate acts to suffer travelers. Please release Mazi Namdi Kanu. Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Put up your ring.
Good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
I've done that.
Good morning to
Yeah,
you.
so Patrick is calling from Okota.
Patrick, thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. And please, before I contribute, I want to make one request to ask you, where is Kamijude?
Ekami Judah is flying his straight somewhere else, but he's fine.
Oh, really?
He's no longer with VOP.
It's all right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So we're coming back to the situation in the country. We don't really know where to start from. The late administration of Buhari started the release of this criminal called bandits, and they say they have been radicalized and they have been reintegrated into the society. As banditry of instead, it has increased. And the people in the law, those who know better than us, we have attorney general, and you see every administration will have attorney general. No explanation has been given. Now it is spreading to states, no longer at the federal level, which means all other northern governors are going to toe the same line. In which case, the agenda that brought these people is still running its full course. And we are talking of fighting terrorism, fighting kidnapping. The same people who kill Nigerian soldiers, who have brought down Nigerian aircraft, who have killed an army general in this country, they are being released into the society. And the army authority is there. All the intelligence, everybody is silent. I'm cold. Are you there with me?
I am. I'm listening.
Yes. So the Islamization agenda, which we have refused to address, is still staring us in the face. I will not imagine a situation where foreigners will migrate as far as Senegal, China, Mali, whatever, Niger, and so on, to come and occupy our forests in the south, which is their own strange land. But now, before you know it, we have IDP camps in Plateau, in Benue. The authorities are doing nothing to return these people back to their ancestral land, but rather they remain occupied by outsiders, those who do not own the land. What explanation are you going to give me that will satisfy me? And the governors of those states are lying there, going about drumming to deliver election to the party, to the ruling party. There is problem in the land. If nothing is not done between now and 2027, please permit me to say Nigeria is doomed. Because we'll be saying it, oh, God no go agree, God no go agree. But they are advancing, they are encroaching. They are in a worse state as we speak right now. They struck the other day, up to now, no arrest has been made. And before you know it, you hear that they have gone to Ekiti. They have caused another havoc there. We are under siege. God will go right in his effort to chase these people away. They pursued him.
All right.
Until consultation was made here at the setting through. We are in trouble. I want to tell you, the Nigerians should wake up. Oh, let us all come out and say we don't want this type of system anymore. Let APC leave us alone. If they cannot govern us, they should not hand us over to foreigners.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't know. Anytime somebody talks about Islamization, I just get confused a little bit. Is it Islam that these people want to turn Nigeria into, or they just want to turn this place into their permanent abode and chase away everybody else? Because from history that I read, maybe I read wrong, Islam entered the south before it went to the north. And in the south here, we have Islam. The Yoruba people have Islam. Every family has a Muslim in it. And also every family has a Christian and maybe a traditional worshiper and all that. And we live in peace. And I think that that is what they say Islam stands for. So these people, are they really thinking about Islamizing Nigeria, or just enslaving the rest of Nigeria, or driving them out of this land? Because they are two different things. If it is to drive away everybody else and occupy the land, then Islamization is just an excuse. Because the Muslims that a lot of us know are peace-loving people. So is it really Islam that they want to conquer Nigeria for, or they just want to conquer Nigeria for a particular ethnic group? Because if we are talking about these things, we want to address it, we should have to, separate these things and know the real intention behind what these people are doing. Are they using religion as a front, or it is really religion that they are fighting to establish and make sure everybody converts to that religion? So after everybody in Nigeria converts to Islam, is Benue going to be safe? Is Plateau going to be safe? Is Oyo going to be safe? Will these people return to their homeland and leave everywhere that they have infiltrated right now to be safe? If we can answer that question, maybe we'll start there to fight this thing very well. But I'm just thinking aloud. Is it really Islam that they want to bring to Nigeria, to every corner of Nigeria, or they just want to chase away other ethnic groups and occupy the land? It's just a thought. Greetings to you, Nyamgul. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Let's go and make the money. Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. He says he commiserates with Chimamanda over the death of her dear son and urged her to move on. How can this country be regarded as a serious nation when bandits terrorize the nation? Terrorizing the nation are considered as being repentant. What happened to those they killed? Nigeria is a joke nation. Wike should be sacked and replaced with a person of integrity. Okay, thank you, Ayotek. Hello?
Yango.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I greet Mr. Pitanos.
He hears you.
My name is Obina, calling from Etigua.
Obina, thanks for joining us. Go on.
Yango.
Yes, sir.
We have so much problem in this country. The last speaker has spoken well. Now, we always wake up 5 o'clock listening to what is happening in this country, in the world as a whole. Some people don't know what is bad governance. Many people don't know what is bad governance. Not that they are not educated, though. They don't care. What they take as anything that happens, it's just like that. Maybe transport fare is costly, then we attribute it to the drivers. They are very wicked. Well, it's cheap. Many people don't listen to news. And those people, their vote, they must vote. They don't know. If you ask many people now, is Tinubu in this country? They don't know, because they don't listen to news. But those people that care, wake up 5 o'clock, going to various radio stations to listen to what is going on. Now you have read today paper, and we hear what everything that goes on maybe during last week. But many people don't care. They are educated though. They don't listen. They will say, and those people, they vote, and they are in majority. Those people wake up 5 o'clock, started drinking alcohol. As long as they break, money come, they break, they are okay. So that is the problem. They are okay. They don't know what is going on. So if you say, some people now, I can bet you, many people don't know the name of Mr. President. Many people don't know it in this country. If you ask them, they will say, no, be Obasanjo. That is it, I'm telling you the truth, because I interview people on the street. I'm in the street. Many people don't know. And those people vote. During an election like this, if they collected 10,000 naira, it's plus. I don't chop them now, their money. I will go vote them now. You don't know what is bad governance. You are talking about bad governance. Then what is bad governance? Maybe so Nigeria these things. So that is it. So every time we be killing ourselves on radio, talking. It's few people. Many people, you ask them what is going on. Many people, their own is ball. Anything concerning football, that is what they know about. If they talk about government, you only leave those people, Jare. Leave them. That is the problem, Menengu. Thank you.
Well, it falls to us who are aware to make these people know what good or bad governance is. We should not relent. We should always educate the people, even though they have so many certificates. Like you said, it's not everybody who went to school is as educated as they should be. So thank you very much. Soon we are going to take a break and return at 10:30, but we still have about 1 or 2 minutes more. So let's just take some messages. We may not be able to take calls right now so that we can control and go to the market, as it were, when the time comes, and not eat into another person's time. Now, from Stevie Kelu from Maryland, it's saddening to know that the Katsina state government is exchanging the Boko Haram hostages for the abductees as a peace deal, and federal government is watching this outright boldening of these bandits by the Katsina state government's action. This is highly unreasonable. May God help this nation. And good morning. Wike is saying that there is no sentiment in politics, and he is moving from one local government to another in Rivers State, asking people to vote for Tinubu. And for me, Tinubu is a colossal failure. Leo from Enugu. Thank you, Leo. This one is saying, good morning, Yamgul. The government is not serious at all. In the midst of suffocating tax laws that is allegedly altered, and with the cry about revenue shortage, they have the nerve to allocate such colossal amounts of the renovation of the houses of the president and his vice, Haba. There is also the news that they plan to upgrade the vehicles in their fleet and even buy more. What a way to rule. This budget is about them, the elite, not about Nigerians. The taxes from the poor for the rich. This government is not ready to apply the brakes and adopt austerity measures. To the best of my knowledge, this is not how to govern at all. They are working very hard in every respect to show their lack of capacity and competence. Finally, INEC missing billions shows Mahmoud received over and above what he needed to conduct what he did in 2023. Sadly, National Assembly will approve another round of funds for politicians to share in this year's budget. This is from Osadebe Nwaje from Shasha. Okay, that's much we can take in this half of the program. We'll return at 10:30 for the final half. We'll take all your calls and read all your messages. For now, we are going to give way to Igbo Amaka. Do stay with us.
My original people, how una dey? My prayer be say we